Well, thank you everybody for attending today. For those of you who don't know the story, I'm going to talk about some exploration potential in South America, high-grade gold and silver. It's one of the least known stories in the space, but it's a very exciting emerging story. I am the CEO, director, and co-founder at Astra. We are focused on gold and silver in South America. Cautionary statement standard, it is on our website. Please do go there and read it. I do talk about some of the macro factors to begin with. I've had a lot of requests to do this, but of course I think everybody knows, everybody has seen some of these in the panel presentations here, but right now the major factor is if the trend is still in place, pullbacks are to be viewed as buying opportunities. There are a lot of opportunities in this space, but I like to look more at the things that are specific to Astra. What are the things that are going to drive value creation regardless of what the macro situation is? We are focused on high grade. Grade is your margin. There are several factors that influence economic viability of deposits, but grade is oftentimes the most important factor. Those deposits remain profitable at pretty much any market price. That's where we're focused. Astra has an industry-recognized team that has made several discoveries of the type we're looking for in the areas in which we're looking. We've got a very tight capital structure, closely held, and an exceptional registry of cornerstone shareholders. And we have an upcoming catalyst right now. We have assays for 25 drill holes pending. We expect those to be coming in at any time. I don't have time to go through the team in detail, but I do encourage you to go and look at the people that are involved here, what they've done, the discoveries that they've made. The likes of which El Peñon was discovered by one of our directors, Darcy Marud. It's one of the largest low sulfidation epithermal systems in the world. It's currently the largest known in Chile. Charles Funk is one of our founding directors. David Caulfield, founding director as well, industry mentor of mine who got me started into this, made some introductions that really shaped the team into what it is today. Local presence in Santiago and in Buenos Aires. Roberto Alarcon is our country manager and VP based in Santiago. This is the guy who knows how to get stuff done in South America. And Diego Guido, our head of exploration based in Buenos Aires. He is a globally recognized epithermal expert and particularly sought out for his expertise in this region we're going to be talking about. Michael Gentili is our largest shareholder and repeat investor, owning about 16% of the company. Followed by a list of shareholders who largely represented the Northern Superior Resources Group, who was recently taken out by IM Gold. With management and directors in this strategic group that I mentioned, that accounts for about 75% ownership. So it's very closely held, tight share structure with 117 million shares outstanding, very few warrants. The last 3 financings we've done have been without warrants. It is an exceptional capital structure. Share price over the last 12 months has traded very well. We move up, we consolidate, we move up, we consolidate. We've been consolidating for several weeks now ahead of a major catalyst event, 25 drill holes, as I mentioned, pending. 3 projects in the portfolio, 2 in Chile, 1 in Argentina. We're only going to get to Argentina today just for the sake of time, but we did commence a 10,000 meter drill program there late last year. We've completed half of that, and we'll be completing the other half here soon. We're talking about the Deseado Massif. It's the best mining province in Argentina. It's host to world-class deposits, including Cerro Negro and Cerro Vanguardia, each of which have total known endowment of over 10 million gold equivalent ounces. Some of the last M&A activity in the last cycle, culminating at about 2010, 2011, Goldcorp bought Andean Resources for $3.4 billion. Yamana purchased Extori Gold for $413 million a couple years after that. Really exciting time in this cycle right now. We're early in the cycle developing a very high-grade asset called La Manchuria. I want to draw your attention to the grades that have been drilled here. The ones in the dark font are historical grades. The 2 in magenta are 2 of the highlight holes from our first drill program last year. But we're literally talking about ounces of gold plus kilograms of silver in multiple drill intercepts, near surface, open in every direction. This deposit has only been drilled shallowly, less than 200 meters when we got it, but we have demonstrated, and also the area is covered by post-mineral volcanics, so there's very little outcropping. We have demonstrated so far with the programs that we've done that this thing is open in the yellow areas, so the generalized areas here circled in yellow are places that we've expanded the known system, and we've observed evidence in the field in these areas in white that we believe there's potential to expand this into these areas. The target here was a multi-million ounce high-grade deposit. The work that we've done here only further solidifies that thesis. This is zooming into that circle that was in blue there. These are the target areas from the Phase 1 drill program. And I'll just go through these quickly, but we did intersect some very high grades. We demonstrated that this system is open along strike to the southeast. It was previously thought that these veins were faulted off. The strike extension is one of the most important growth features when you're exploring. It tends to be some of the best ways to expand the deposit. So we have confirmed that this thing is open along strike in both directions, past areas where it was previously thought to be faulted off, and we're seeing some very high grades. Hole 107 intersected 1.6 meters of 75 gram gold, about 160 meters beneath surface. Hole 109, this was a parallel structure. There was 110, sorry, I didn't see that. 110 was on the last one. We did intersect a vein there that looked very good. It did not run grade, but I want to draw your attention to that because that was a very important hole in the first phase of drilling. Hole 109 was for a parallel structure. We intersected some interesting grades near surface. Hole 108 was our best hole. This was 100 meters depth. We intersected 4.4 meters at almost 12 gram gold and almost 2,800 gram silver. This was mostly hosted in one vein that was 1.4 meters thick, carrying 35 grams of gold and over 8,300 grams silver. 100 meters beneath surface, this was a spectacular intercept. 105 was a big step out, 150 meters to the southwest. Brand new veins near surface. Returned some interesting grades, 2 meters at almost 7 gram gold and half kilo of silver. 113 was actually a really interesting hole that I think was overshadowed by some of the high grade results. We didn't know if this was an extension to the northwest or if it was a new parallel structure. We did announce in a news release in December that we definitively do think that that is extension of the structure to the northwest. And we also mentioned in that release that we extended the strike to the northwest at least 150 meters. Two holes in the east zone. Hole 112, about 70 meters depth. We intersected a structure there underneath a previous high-grade hole. And then 114, like 110, a very nice looking vein but no grade. And again, those two holes were really important. It was previously thought that once you got into a rock unit called the andesites, that the grade stopped because you'd still see the vein but it would lose grade. And it was always thought that the andesites just went all the way down to the bowels of the earth. We had two holes that we actually drilled through the andesites and back into new units of good host rock. And so we see the potential at depth opening up. And again, this is only shallowly drilled. We're talking about 200 meters beneath surface here. So some terrific results that give this thing some potential at depth. The 10,000 meter drill program that we started last year, the idea was to complete half of that by the end of the year, using a geophysical survey that Diego just created to map the veins beneath the volcanic cover. This image right here is a long section and one of the most important vein sequences there, and you can clearly see in the center here the block there looks like it's uplifted, that outcrops. The strike of the veins outside of that, they drop down to depth. That's why we don't see them at surface. They weren't faulted off, they were just displaced down a little bit. But we extended the vein strike length there from 350 meters length to 800 meters length. Again, we have assays pending for 25 holes. Some of those are outlined that you see in blue here. We hit veins and or veinlets in every single drill hole that we drilled with this first half of the program. So the idea was to use this survey to map the veins, confirm that it's working, and then we would take the next 5,000 meters and start targeting some of those targets down at depth and some bigger step outs along strike. System is open along strike, that's a big development. And so what we're looking at here, this is again a high level view. The main takeaways from this first half of the program so far is the extension of this main area along strike to 800 meters. For the first time, we've established continuity of vein in the eastern zone for a minimum of 200 meters strike and down to 150 meters depth. And Diego drilled two holes in the road zone, which is 350 meters to the northeast. The first two drill holes in this, it's higher level. We're seeing different vein textures. Diego's really encouraged. He's seeing disseminated sulfides. If there's any grade at all in these, this would be really encouraging because what that typically means is that you're high in the system, you've got grade, so you've got potential to have a preserved ore shoot at depth. In addition to that, there's 3 other parallel structures out beyond that that have never been drilled. So we're really opening this thing up in every dimension. The idea was to take the 5,000 meters, focus on near-surface targets to maximize the number of holes and expand that near-surface footprint. So I think what we really have to do here is show size potential, scalability potential, and that's exactly what we're looking at here with this first half of drilling, and we're fully funded for the second round that we're going to be beginning in March. We've got the money to do that, funded through this year. Thank you.